What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist 8. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be a monthly check-in, Taurus. We're just going to kind of see where you're at, what you got going for this month, what to look forward to. We're just going to kind of get your energy all felt out there, Taurus. And then, I know you're probably expecting something over the top, right? I'll let you in on a secret. I found out when I went to do the water signs, I had all my hands up in the air, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually know what I want to do for this. So there's that little tidbit for you, Taurus. You're welcome. And just so you're all aware, a little more awareness for you. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Wait. Gems. Feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. Now, with this spread, I'm going to just be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here, Taurus. And just so you're all aware, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings. We're just working with the energies here, Taurus. So, apply the energies to people as it makes sense for your situation. And then finally, the decks that I'm using. This one that I'm shuffling is the Tarot of the Divine deck. And then the Oracle deck that I'm going to be using is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you are interested, Taurus. Oh, but Taurus, hold on. We haven't even got started. I think I see you underneath here, and we're in reverse, Taurus. What is happening? Oh, Taurus, everything is in reverse here. What is happening? Okay. Let's get into your reading here, because Taurus, I feel like we are at this place right now where I feel like we're not really feeling in our power. And what I mean by that is just that I'm not sure if maybe there's been something where maybe there's been like a question of like your spirituality as of late. Maybe we're having troubles as far as like connecting there. Or maybe it could be, maybe there's something going on as far as like our finances. Maybe we're not feeling the most stable right now, because I'm just looking at this Five of Coins here, and I'm wondering if we're going through this place right now of maybe we're might either be going through a struggle, maybe we're getting some things figured out, but I feel like we're trying to get this thing figured out by ourselves, but we may be coming across some blocks here. Maybe there's been something here, as you've been trying to find solutions here, Taurus, that is just like, it seems that nothing seems to be lining up here, and we can't seem to get ahead. It seems like every time you go to take a step forward, it's like 10 steps back here, Taurus, because this is a lot to deal with, really just coming, just starting off here, because there's nothing but wands and coins here, and then you, of course. And I'm wondering if what we're doing, I feel like maybe this is something where if we've been doing stuff by ourselves, Taurus, I feel like maybe it may be time to maybe reach out for help. Not that I feel like we're in a place of where you're in danger, or that, you could be, where things are just going to fall apart here. But if it's been to where it's just been kind of like back to back, you can't seem to get ahead, and you're still, I'm almost getting this sense of like drowning in a sense, or we're not feeling feeling comfortable, let's say. I think that it may be time to possibly, to think about maybe taking some action and maybe like reaching out for help, and there's nothing wrong with that, Taurus. I feel like that sometimes, because listen, I'm guilty of it too. And, I think that sometimes we let our pride get in the way of of knowing our limitations. You know what I mean, Taurus? And it's not to say that I feel like you're egotistical or anything like that, but I think that we try so hard sometimes to be independent and to just shoulder everything ourselves when we don't have to, Taurus. I get where, I remember someone telling me a little while back where it's like, they were talking about operating by themselves because their philosophy was, you come into this world alone and then you're going out of this world alone. And where I understand that, I feel like we should be independent. Taurus, when we think about just like human beings as a whole, we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. We're not really, when you really think about it, doing everything by ourselves. There's someone that is working, that's keeping our electricity going. There's someone that's working that provide, that water is coming through here. There's the services that you're providing for other people as well. It's a team effort here, there is a team effort here, Taurus, and it's something where I just would hate to see us to get into like where we get in too deep, and then I feel like we don't want to be at a place where we're asking out of desperation. I feel like this is something where it's just like, it could be as simple as hey, let's say for example, we're a little behind on bills. It's just like, get that with that one close person, that you can count on, or that you've had each other's backs over the years, and it's just like, hey, that I wouldn't be calling on this favor if I didn't really need it. And I think it may, Taurus, if you got a ticket like that, I think it may be time to possibly call on that. But let's get some more cards here, and let's see if we can get some more to this story here. Because I feel like Taurus, okay, for those two, okay. I feel like Taurus, we're at this place right now where I feel like, you're at a crossroads here, but I feel like we don't even want to take the initiative, or I feel like we're just at this place of, it's, you want to ask, but it feels like that there's always something stopping you. I feel like, where you're like, that's what I'm kind of feeling. It's like you get right there, and then it's like we pull back a little bit, because I just feel like that it's, however long that this may be going on here, I think that it's starting to wane down on your energy here, because all your wands are in reverse right here now, except for this one here. And I feel like that, this is something where I feel like we need to take action, and it's so funny, Taurus. I think you got a bunch of Aries cards and this is totally separate, but I feel like we got a bunch of Aries cards for the love reading, and now we're starting to stack up on some Aries cards here, got the 2 and 4 of Wands again. So I feel like that if we're in this place of where we haven't been feeling like that we're even taking steps, or that we're even kind of getting out of this thing, because it's one thing if it's like this thing is taken care of, you know how it's going to happen, but it's just like it's going to take like a long time, as opposed to just like, crap, what are we doing? I'm not even sure what to manifest, for this thing. Yeah, Taurus, and maybe part of that hesitation too, I think about your sign, and it's going to come down to, oh, there you are. Wow, I was just thinking about your sign, Taurus, and then you pop up again. And I'm thinking about that with Taurus being a fixed sign. I think that sometimes that, depending on how much Taurus or even fixed energy that you have in your chart, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, those are all fixed energies. Depending on how much fixed energy you have in your chart, you could be the type like, once we get going, man, we get going, but it's that initial start off, and Taurus, and hey, maybe we don't even know our chart yet. So let's just say you're operating from just Taurus energy, from what you're familiar with. That's still, we're just operating from a fixed energy here. And it's not that I don't think that you're a good initiator, Taurus. It's just that I want to say it's like it's more inherently, it takes less time for a cardinal sign, Cancer, Taurus, Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, and Libra to get started as opposed to a fixed sign. You know, it's just a little astrology things. But, you know, it's one in Pinnacle City. And you know, Taurus, I feel like that this may have to deal with this for some of us. I do feel like that this is kind of financial heavy, you know, because when I think about Taurus energy and I think about, still thinking about you, when I think about your ruler, you know, your ruler is the Empress, which is Venus. And Venus rules is, you know, in charge of beauty, aesthetics, money, all the finer things, culture, good, you know, any sort of things that were like the finer things in life, you know, in the pleasures of life. That's all in Venus's wheelhouse here. And I feel like for you, Taurus, and for, you know, Venus rules over you in Libra, you know, I feel like and especially for you, Taurus, considering you're an earth sign, that when our material side is off, you know, and it's not that I don't think that it's something where it's like you're materialistic, but when I feel like when we don't feel like we have enough resources to take care of things, then that really throws your two signs, I feel like particularly out of whack, you know. And I think that this is something too, Taurus, and I know that this may be kind of hard to do considering your energy, but I feel like that if we are feeling, you know, real tied to, you know, our money and things right now, you know, I feel like it's like take a step back. And I really feel like one kind of evaluate how did that happen, you know, when life became so security focused, because where I get that you know, money is important and whatnot, you know, I feel like it shouldn't get us to this point where it's just like where it's crippling us, because that's where I feel this energy here, Taurus, it seems like we're at this place where we've just kind of stagnated a little bit. Maybe this financial hit, you know, possibly it could have been something. Maybe we had like a big, you know, for example, you know, in America, you know, it's getting around tax time, you know, maybe we were expecting something, you know, big coming in, and then possibly, you know, we find out that we owe a bunch of money. So maybe that's something too that's kind of got you thrown out of whack here. Because, you know, even like my analogy that I was talking about for money I feel like isn't gonna. I'm wondering, Taurus, if we can maybe do some things that can get you a little less rooted to the finances, if that makes sense. You know, I feel like maybe some of us we've let this kind of be like our driving force, you know, the material aspects of life. And because like really, Taurus, all you have, like I was saying, is just wands and coins. And for me, that translates to all of our actions have been geared towards our money. And I just wondering, where is the fulfillment, and have we even considered, are we happy with just this resources here, you know? And that's interesting too, Taurus, something to think about. You know, when the money's all gone, what are you do, you know, what are we, or how do I want to put it? You know what? I have a good story for you, Taurus, because I think this is more so where I'm trying to get at. There's this person that I had happened to listen to, someone played Libra, oddly enough, played this for me. And this guy was talking about destiny and thinking about how do we know when we find our destiny. And I liked his response. It was that when we do, destiny is at doing that thing where if you knew that you weren't going to get any kind of money, compensation, you weren't going to get anything back. All you were going to get was just that fulfillment. That is your destiny here. And I'm wondering, Taurus, if some of us have maybe been so focused on getting our pentacles here that we may have been missing out on like a bigger chunk of life, you know what I mean? Or just like something more. Because again, it's not that I'm trying to make it like that, you know, money's the enemy or anything like that. It's just that when the journey's over, you can't take those resources with you. But what you can take is the growth that you get from this journey, you know, that doing those things that you love, you know, those things that get you out of bed every morning, that drive you. You know, some of it, you know, something just popped in my head where it's just like, well, you know, Justin, what fulfills me is money. Well, it's like, okay, how much money? And then when you get to that, then what? You're gonna make more money, and then more, and then what are we doing? You know, are we just laying on a pile of money, or are we doing this? Are we doing this to be like philanthropic? You know, are you just giving this out so we can do the charity? And even then, Taurus, it's like, we're throwing money at the problem. We're not really, how do I want to put it? We're not really, or at least I'm at least I'm not getting that we're really creating anything. And you know, I may be wrong, Taurus. You know, I'm just going based off what it seems here. You know, I'm not trying to come at your profession or whatever you're doing. But I'm just wondering if we can breathe, and especially with all these wands here, you know, fire energy is very creative energy. And I'm just wondering, you got one of each. You got one of Leo's, Aries, and Sagittarius. And I'm just wondering if we've taken the time to do any sort of like manifesting outside of making money. Have you been chasing the money, or have you been chasing your dream and the money has been something, has been like a side thing? You know, Taurus, like I'm hoping that this is making sense. You know, because I feel like that this month for you is really kind of finding out what is our guiding force right now? You know, what is your North Star right now? Because I feel like, those? Okay, hold on there, Taurus. You know, I just feel like that what's guiding our energy is where this may have been working at you for a time, right? What's guiding our energy, I feel like may not be what our destiny is. It may have you in a stable place, Taurus, but that's different than destiny. You know, what your calling is, what you're meant to do, you know, what value that you're providing to this material world, because that's the thing, Taurus, you know, your earth energy, you know, I was just talking with Capricorn about this. Earth energy is, you have a deeper connection to this physical realm than the other elements do. It's how you operate. If you don't, like, because I don't have a lot of earth in my chart, and how earth signs operate sometimes, it's amazing, but it's a lot to comprehend. And you know, you're very practical, you know, very resourceful, and I just think that energy's just been channeled at one thing. You know, we figured, and you know, I don't think by any fault of your own. I just think that the way that society's kind of run and how we all were sort of brought up, that, you know, with energy like yours, you know, when you're only getting fulfilled when we're getting that resources here. But Taurus, you can get the best of both worlds. I feel like you don't have to sacrifice your coins for your fulfillment. You know, I think that if anyone could find a way, you know, I feel like to take what makes them happy and then to manifest that in this world here, it's you, Taurus, and the other earth signs, Virgo and Capricorn, just because of your connection with the earth anymore. All right, let's get some oracle cards here, Taurus. Let me see. You know what, Taurus, I think I want to get a clarifier before we move on to the oracle cards. Let's look at some stuff here. You know, I'm looking. Yeah, let's get something on. I'm feeling that there might be a little bit more with this Two of Wands here. Can we clarify that higher self? Yeah, let's see what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out what this decision is. Libra. Libra's following, Gil. One. And I think, too, you know, that's just got us, because interesting. You know what wow, look at this, Taurus. You got the King and the Queen of Swords here for clarifiers for the Two of Wands. And what the F? You know, I feel like that's where some of you might be. Just like, what is going on, you know? I feel like that what I'm really getting with this, Taurus, is I feel like that we've been we've been maybe, you know, I was talking about, you know, let me spit it out. You know, I feel like maybe we've been thinking too much. I think as far as, or how do I want to put this? I feel like it's the connection or the decision that we've been making, or how we've been making decisions have been more so with just the head here, you know, and I feel like that we've been missing out on some wisdom here, whereas opposed to, I feel like we should go about this like the Queen of Swords, in a more balanced aspect, you know, where we consider our head and our heart here, Taurus. Because even when I'm thinking about the King of Swords, this is Gemini energy. And I feel like that we've been looking at things from one perspective for you know, however long. And I think that it's time to look at how we're going about our journey and going about accumulating our pentacles. Because I feel like that I really think, Taurus, for some of us, I feel like that this gives me very kind of like four of coins energy, where it's like where the money is really just, it's driving us, where it's just like, if we don't have the resources, then we don't know what to do. And I feel like it shouldn't be that crippling, you know, where I get having like maybe a little anxiety from time to time if we're thinking about bills and such. But I don't know, Taurus, but I think that we would benefit, you know, your actions going forward, just coming at this with a more balanced approach. You know, I think that how we've been going about things has been, it hasn't been promoting your fulfillment, Taurus. You know, I feel like you can easily, you know, and I know how this may sound, you know, and it may, depending on the situation, you might be looking at me funny, but I feel like you might, like, Taurus, I don't feel like you have a problem getting money. I feel like that it is more so that we may have a problem finding our purpose. You know, I feel like that there's a deeper questions that's wanting to be discovered here, Taurus, and we just need to decide when we want to make that choice. But you know, Taurus, you know you're in I got to get used to where that's going, or where that is. You know you're in a judgment-free zone, and you know I'm going to kick it with you as long as it takes to get through this energy here, you know, because this is tough. And you know, and again, to remind you, you're not in this by yourself, Taurus. You know, this doesn't have to be where you have to shoulder this alone, because this is heavy stuff when we start thinking about our destiny. And you know what, too, Taurus? I know I said I'm gonna get some oracle cards, but thinking about your energy, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the second most, for me, you know, is considered like this. He's the divine masculine to the High Priestess, which is Cancer's ruler, the Moon. But he's super intuitive. He's like in the top 5. I don't know who the 5th person is, but definitely him, the Hierophant, and the King of Queen of Cups. Those two, I feel like, are your at least your top 4, you know, intuitive figures. And Taurus, I feel like maybe there's a side of you that I feel like that hasn't even been tapped into yet, just because it's been distracted by the money, you know, by the seizing of the coins and trying to make it rain here. But I feel like if you were to really kind of connect with yourself, you know, I really think that this is what the Hierophant is kind of calling, you know, popping up here for, is to ask those deeper questions. You know, are we really getting the most out of what we're doing right now? Is this making you happy? And not just happy in like, yes, I got all my things, you know, but you know what I mean, Taurus. Let's get some oracle cards. You know, but overall, Taurus, you know, this is an interesting reading, in the sense that, yeah, there are no cups here, and I think that we can feel a little bit more. I really feel like it might be neglecting that part of us here. I feel like we may be focusing on all the things that we can touch. You got the hands here. And this has been popping up quite a bit, Taurus. And I feel like that it's kind of signifying that, we're really focusing on, or I feel like we've been really kind of heavily focused on what's tangible to us. If we can touch it, then it makes sense. And if it doesn't, we disconnect from it. And I feel like that it's time to connect more with things that are more so outside of ourselves, towards a little bit bigger than ourselves, connecting to higher self. Because think too, the Hierophant is the bridge to the divine. It's that bridge between this world and the next, or in the spiritual world. That's what the Hierophant, your energy, the Hierophant, is very profound and is very deep. And even when I think about your energy, Taurus, your energy, I mean, I really feel like it's, other than, people may say like, oh, Taurus is stubborn, or, they're materialistic or whatever. It's more than that. And I really feel like understanding the nuances of that, because when I think about how Taurus, man, especially, I feel like when you are in a space, like wherever you are, you really make yourself at home. You get, it's very settled in, and very a place that really, I feel like, is just geared towards, I say it's every Cancerian's dream. It's just like how you make really the perfect environment, I feel like, for people to self-care. Oh my goodness, I wish, man, there's the Empress in one of my other decks, the Astro Matrix Tarot deck. Man, that's how she's kicking it. That's how I gotta find that, Taurus. But she's sitting on a lazy boy, or just a really plush chair. She's got these pillows. She's seated up by a river. There's pomegranates growing, butterflies around. She's even got this peacock fan. Girl is living her best life. And I feel like that's what your energy does, Taurus. You help people live their best lives. And it's understanding that that's the power that you bring. And you can even do that for yourself. Maybe that's some of us too. Check your space right now. Okay, we're keeping all those. Okay, any more? Dope. Yes, Taurus. Let's see what's going on there, because I feel like maybe some of us right now, where our foundation isn't really solid here. You got the witch bones. Let's switch back over here, Taurus. First off, you got the witch bones here. And yeah, I feel like it's really that where our foundation is rooted. I feel like it's time to shift up how the energy is being invested towards, because I really think that now we got the poppets in reverse, and I really feel like we've been focusing on the things, and again, there's nothing wrong with things, but you can't take things with you again once the journey is over. So what are we doing on top of that stuff? Because listen, like I've been saying, I'm a Cancerian. I love my stuff. Like Cancerians, they take little knickknacks and things. Not that we're like hoarders. I gotta look more into that now that I think about it. But like think about like how the crab, picks up its shell and, takes its home everywhere it goes. I feel like that I feel like we're not allowing ourselves to be free, I feel like and I get it, it's your sign, it's the earth sign, being grounded and whatnot, but you can still, there's still flexibility in that, and that we don't have to be, you can still be attached to the earth, but not so attached to the stuff, Taurus. I'm not really sure how else to articulate it. But what I will say, when I was talking about your energy, this is probably the closest thing that I can picture to what Taurus does when you come into the space here. It's just like there's all the stuff that you need here. We have snacks, we have our cups cup overflowing. You know, we have literature to read. You've even put a little rose out for us. I mean, because you're so considerate, and you know how to make everyone feel cozy. And so, you know, Taurus, I feel like it's tapping into that side of it. You know how the earth nurtures us in the sense that it provides us with fruit. You know, it provides us with like trees for shade. You know, I was like, what does the earth do? All the things that the earth does, Taurus, that's what I feel like your energy can do. You make home, you know, and I feel like that, just be with that and understand that. And you know, I really feel like that'll, you know, maybe help us get moving towards things that make us happy, because this is tough. You know, I feel like it's just been where we haven't been feeling like winners for a while here. So just something to keep in mind, Taurus, you know, when we're working with this. You know, I get it. You know, I get that we have responsibilities, and I hope you understand that I'm not telling you to dismiss your responsibilities to go, you know, to, I mean, if you can drop, you know, jobs and whatever, and to go pursue what you love for like 100%, then Taurus, do that. But if we're still, you know, working that stuff out here, we'll make that work out for you, Taurus, because I believe you can, and it's just you believing that you can. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Taurus. Interesting reading. You know, that was, I like that, because I feel like that there's going to be something really good that's going to come from this stuff here. It's just, we got a lot to think about here. And I know that this was probably this might have brought up some like conflicting feelings, just considering, because it's wild, Taurus, that the Two of Wands, that we would get the King and Queen of Swords. And then that one of them is in reverse here. So it's just like, you got a lot to ruminate on. But if you like that, Taurus, give that a thumbs up and share this. If you know someone who might resonate with this, Taurus, let's get us back to, because man, Taurus, really your energy when the Hierophant is cooking, man, it's cooking, and man, does it smell good in the house, I tell you what. And then subscribe, Taurus. Hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each week. Technology and we're getting there. It's something that you've got some things to think about. Mine aren't nearly as pressing. Well, at least, you know, with this internet thing, it's not nearly as pressing as this, but I'm thinking about it, Taurus. And then lastly, if you have any cancer in your placement, or maybe maybe you might deal with a cancer, want to know how we tick, come on over to, maybe you got a cancer, you want to ask for help, but you're afraid to ask them, in which, don't be, Taurus, we're always happy to help. And come on over to the Chariot and Friends, and we'll tell you how much we're willing to help. And over there, you know, I discuss lunar shenanigans. It's just a good old time, Taurus. And all that housekeeping, down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise cards so I can get you out of here. Wow. Libra. Wow. What else? And then you got the taste card. We're going to unpack that in a second. Let's start with the taste card. You know, when I was talking about just how your energy works, maybe some of us, I feel like, you know, you might benefit, you know, maybe getting yourself, if we've been feeling down as of late. I know it might be hard, but if some of you, if you're like good, you know, good in the kitchen, you know, good at whipping stuff up, I say cook yourself, and you know, your loved ones who may happen to be around you, just cook up a good meal. You know, maybe do some things that are just going to that are going to appease that Empress energy. You know what I mean? I really feel like this is a time for you to just sort of just kind of be in your energy for a little while, and just do some nurturing energy here, because, you know, I really do feel like that right now. And I mean, you were in reverse too, and now Libra's in reverse. I just feel like that I feel like that this is something with your connection with the Empress. Just, she's not here, but the fact that you and Libra are showing up in very strong ways, and really Libra's kind of showing up in strong ways, you know, I feel like that it really is thinking about how we can get ourselves back in balance, Taurus. And now really that now that Libra's here, I'm really thinking that with the Queen of Swords popping up, I really do feel like that when you're going through this thing, Taurus, try to figure out if we can get like what we want in life and how we go about getting it. I feel like that head-heart connection needs to happen, or I think that'll help get just everybody back up right here, because it's just like it's an upside down party, and that's going to be hard for us to eat if everyone's standing on our head, Taurus. So let's take this time and just get everything back upright and get ourselves back balanced again. So I think I'm going to leave that there. That's so funny with Libra. I think that maybe some of you might have some heavy Libra in your chart, that in which if that's the case, how lovely. And let me tell you what, because now we're, let's get out of this energy for a second. Let's do something a little light before we leave. I was thinking about like Taurus placements and Libra just Empress placements, and that really is a blessing, Taurus. I've talked about her so much, and she hadn't even showed up yet. So brace yourself when she comes here, because I love the Empress. I love Empress energy. It really is just incredible. It's so nurturing. It's so in Taurus. Not that Libra doesn't have it, that nurturing aspect of it. But Libra is more masculine energy, and Taurus is more feminine energy. And I just think that Taurus, you just naturally, you have, on top of the beauty in all of that the Empress brings as well, you just have that, just like that way of just nurturing people, when you walk in the house and it's just literally you're just like assaulted with dinner smells, like it's like you get something's been cooking all day and it's nice and warm, you're kicking your coat off and all of that. Maybe there's a fire burning. I don't know, Taurus. I don't know how lavish you live. But yeah, just be with that energy, Taurus, and really come to understand that, because that really is, it's all the zodiac signs are a blessing. But I'm a little biased just because like the Empress and she was like one of the first cards that I bonded with when I even started out tarot. It was just like, I don't know what that is, because I don't have any Taurus or Libra in my chart, believe it or not. I may have Libra placed in like an asteroid, I think, but it's it's not like a major placement. So now we're just talking about Taurus. I'm just trying to get you calmed down a little bit. I thought we just, little after dinner session here. So stay safe out there, Taurus. Dealing with this energy, I know that this is tough, and might kind of got you feeling, might have us feeling away, and that's okay. Be with this energy and heal from this thing, okay? And then when you're done, take that Empress energy, raise that vibration to Venus, Taurus. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.